on the live. Hey, hi there. It's Tamara Carroll. I thought I was live and I was talking away. It's kind of like when you're on the phone and you think the person is there and you're talking and then you realize the person isn't there. Okay, let me start again. My name is Tamara Carroll and my show is called Life with Lipedema, Loved, Valued, and Treasured. And welcome so much tonight. As always, I love to hear where you're coming from and just pop in and tell me if you're watching the live or if you're joining us on the replay. And just maybe tell me where you're coming in from tonight. Where's your home? And what kind of weather are you having? We were just talking with my guest, and it's very cold where she is. And we had 80 degrees today, beautiful sunshiny day in North Carolina. So I'm just really happy that you all are here. And let me just go ahead and get started. I want to invite you to join the conversation and ask questions and all of those kind of things that you would like to talk about if we were just hanging out and having coffee. So just would love to hear your voice, even if it's in a text. Okay, I'm going to read my inspiration for tonight. My guest tonight, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share with you about her, but I just am so inspired by her. And the inspiration that I have says, you may need strength for staying on, but you also need some will to achieve what you want to live and to do things and what you wish to strive. Courage plays a huge role in life. And as you know, it will make you reach far. So go all the way and have your say, as I wish that you truly find your way. So tonight, my guest is Kathleen Wotten, and she's from Seaham, England. Hi, did I say your last name right, Kathleen?
You can say Wotten, but it's normally Wotten, the way it's pronounced. Wotten, okay. As in cotton.
She's here from Seaham, England, and it's 10 p.m. there. So, you know, we're like, yay, thank you for coming and joining us in this late evening for you.
Thank you for having us.
Kathleen refers to herself as a lippy mermaid, and she lives with lipedema and found hope to be free from pain in the sea in the northeast of United Kingdom. She's also a blogger and speaker. So my goodness, I'm so happy to have you here. I found your story on Facebook. I don't even know where I was. I was just in some Facebook group about lipedema, and you had posted, and I thought, oh my goodness, she has got to be on our show. Hi, Alexis. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Becky. Thank you for joining. Before we get started, and I put a pun here, before we dive in, that was intentional. I crack myself up sometimes. Before we dive into hearing your story about your achievement that is so huge, could you take about 5 minutes and just share a little bit about your lipedema discovery, how you figured out that you had this, and how long maybe you've been struggling with it?
Yeah. So as you've said, I'm Kathleen. I'm 52. I watched my mum with her legs for years and never understood what was going on. I always thought it was because she'd been really overweight, and then thought it was cellulite. And my mum got teased all her life. And it wasn't until lockdown that I saw a post, and I went, "They're my legs." And I'll do a lot of research because I've got a public health degree, and I'm still really interested in like health. So I had a read, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I've got lipedema." It stood out so much. But I've been struggling for over 20 years. I used to walk every day up until the last 8 years, and then my back went, and my legs were so obviously really painful, and that's when my mobility decreased massively. But if it wasn't for seeing some random research study, I wouldn't have known. So I went to see my GP, and I said to the GP, have I got lipedema? She says, yes, of course you have. It
Wow.
was like no
And they knew
questions
about it,
asked.
so that's
Yes,
amazing.
she's a really good female doctor, and she knows like quite a lot of stuff about women's conditions and stuff. It's
Mm.
so I didn't expect that because my cousin has the same. She went to see GP, says, "Oh, stop being silly. There's nothing wrong with your legs. Her
Yeah.
legs aren't as bad as mine, but obviously the telltale signs are there." So I think it does depend who you see
Mhm.
and them having knowledge of the condition. I've
Mhm.
always hid my legs because I've always had a big set leg from being a teenager where I'm one of 8 siblings. They're all very slim and slender, don't have my
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
So I've been self-conscious all my life, and my knees never looked right. They never seemed to fit in between my calves and my thighs. They always
Mhm.
were larger in life, as you want to say. So, yeah, the pain has been horrendous, and it's not just the pain what people don't realise. It's when you finish exercise, and the muscles pop and the spasms and the stiffness
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
what really stop me from actually wanting to do anything and giving up,
Yeah,
because I
I can
knew,
relate.
yeah, I could have a good day and I'd go and do stuff and I'd be like, great, I'm living. But then the rest of the night I'd be up crying and rolling around the floor and unable to stand because I couldn't go because of the spasms in between my thighs, and then my arms would go. And that's what people don't seem to realise. It's a very silent, even though very visual condition.
Right. Right.
And so lockdown, I was dressed. The first time I went swimming, I was over 45 stone. Couldn't walk. Given up on life. Didn't want to be here anymore. Just wanted to
Mhm.
go to sleep. And I
Wow.
saw a photo of my sister swimming the Seine. I thought, I've got to do that. But
Well,
I
let's
phoned them.
let's before we get too much farther, let's watch that video. And I
Yeah.
think this is just phenomenal. Get this going here. Oops, we don't have sound. I think we're gonna try it again and see if we can get the sound to work. Just be a minute, ladies. Hi, everyone. We'll try that again in just a minute. Um, the video, the animation. When did that happen? Was that recent?
During lockdown, when I'd started to actually get in the sea more and increase my mobility, I was posting about my journey, and somebody contacted us, would you like to do an animation documentary? And I went, like, what? I thought it was a joke. I went, stop messing around. No, she says, I'm deadly serious. If we can get it funded through the BFI, I'd love to do one on your journey to inspire other people about living in pain in your condition
Mm-hmm.
and your mental health. And I went, oh, I'd love to. So that started in lockdown. It took 3 years in the making. It's recently started the film festival, say September last year, and
Wow.
it's gone worldwide already. It's gone crazy.
Yeah, that's super. Let me see if we can get that video to come up again. We'll try it one more time. Hang in there, ladies. Even if we watch it with no sound, it's still beautiful. So
Is
let's
there
just.
is there a link you can send me so I can?
Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Catherine.
Yeah, hi. Is there a link you can send me, and I'll play it in the back end.
I'll see if Akancha can do that for you. So we'll come back to the video if we can. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties. And that was Catherine that popped in. She is the founder and the CEO of Lipedema Simplified. So we're just a big team here and good support. While we're waiting to try the video, let's see. Maybe we could look at the pictures, and you could talk about those things with us. And so,
Yeah.
one thing that I really noticed that really stood out to me was when you're in the wheelchair and you're sitting on the beach. And it was like I'm going to get emotional. It was like sitting there wishing, thinking, I wish I could. Did you have those kind of feelings as you were kind of reflecting?
Yeah. I always have those feelings. I always have those feelings like I wish I could be what I was, but that gets me nowhere in life. So I contemplate them, and why I'm contemplating them, I let them go.
Mm-hmm.
I let them go because if I don't and I let them drift away within the tide, they will bog me down because it's about acceptance of where I am now and how can I make my life better and happier.
Yeah, yeah, that's such a great attitude. So let's go ahead and look at your pictures, and maybe you can just explain what was happening and when was this?
This one was December, and I'd gone to on the beach sauna with my sisters. I was having a really bad flare up, so I didn't go in between intervals walking because the tide was right out, walking down into the water. So I went afterwards. But because I was struggling and because of the log burners that was affecting my asthma, I got in the water, and as I was coming out, it was like, oh, my legs. I've
Mm,
got photos later on where I'm lying on the beach because it was so painful to even lift. But while I was in the water, I felt amazing. I was pain free.
hmm.
So
And that's
it
what
was,
they say, that getting in the water is really helpful. You know,
yeah, really, really helpful. And it's not easy to do. I won't pretend it's easy navigating that navigating the
yeah,
sand,
yeah.
and especially on a bad day. But I wanted to spend time with my siblings because I hardly see them now with us having less mobility, and they're big hikers and runners. So I'm not part of their community anymore.
Mm. Yeah, I had just recently bought myself, we moved to the coast, and I just bought a walker that has the big giant wheels so I can maneuver the sand. But I just give you so much credit. Just being in a swimsuit is just a huge, huge, huge accomplishment. It's huge. And
Yeah,
that water
stripping me
looks
down.
cold. Water looks really cold. You look so pretty in this picture. What is this?
Oh, thank you. This one was about 2 months ago. Maybe. Oh, yeah, 2 months ago, February. February is about my birthday time.
Aw, happy belated.
Thank you. And I was just enjoying. No, actually, sorry. This is Christmas. This is just before Christmas. I was trying to work out what I was wearing and when I wore it, even though I wear a lot of swimsuits.
Mm-hmm.
I'd gone down with a few friends. Pre-swim before Christmas. Well, last swim before Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing at the carport waiting to get in that water. As you can tell, I was happy. I knew what was
Mm-hmm.
coming.
Wow. Wow. Look at that splash. Wow. So tell me a little bit, if you'll go back up to that splash picture for a second. Um, the task, and I know you had to do a lot of training to get to this point, and that's pretty much coming up too in some of these pictures. Um, did you swim when you were out in the water? I mean, how far did you swim? Did you start out just with little baby steps, or what?
When I first started going in, it was more like a few strokes, a bit of bobbing around. Couldn't get my head in because I wasn't used to the cold temperatures then. So that took a lot of getting used to putting my head under. It was like, did I do it? And I'm like, no. A few months later, I did get my head in. They went, no, that was just your nose.
Wow.
So that photo there. That's me coming up from being under the water.
Wow.
And I just love being under the water.
Film festivals worldwide.
Here's our video.
She's now hoping to inspire others. Claudia Robinson reports.
When I go and meet swimmers, I'm at home and I feel easy. First time I felt like I've been accepted for being just who I am.
Kathleen Wotten had depression, several illnesses and was over 20 stone. When the pandemic hit, she says she was at rock bottom. But a friend encouraged her to try sea swimming, and since then her life has changed.
Every time I go in that water, I just light up, and you can see it in my eyes, and I'm under the water ducking and diving, and I'm at my happiest. When the sun shines like today on the water, it's like little fairies dancing, and when you're at your lowest, don't give up, because you can find happiness in something else.
Katie's story became the inspiration for a short animation entitled Plunge, which is being screened at film festivals around the world and has been shortlisted for a string of awards. Most recently, it had a special screening where it all began in Seaham.
The film came about when I posted on Outdoor Swimmers a photo of me standing in a bikini a lot bigger than I am now, and saying please don't be cruel, and I thought I was going to get like negativity back, and I just got this burst of thousands of likes and comments and shares, and it was bonkers. Ellie had seen it, the animator, and asked me if I'd do it, and the straight away I thought, yeah, because if I can help somebody by my journey, then I'm up for it.
Katie still suffers with chronic asthma, arthritis and lipedema, but she says when she gets into the water, it feels like all of that goes away, and she encourages everyone to try it.
Even coming to the sea or a lake, wherever, it creates a sense of blue mind, which blue mind's a positive aspect, and it helps with mental health. You don't have to get into achieved, even just going and dipping your toe, or just standing watching the waves. Just trying is better than giving up. Hard to digest sometimes to think how beautiful this has been, and meeting all these new people through doing this and helping people.
Claudia Robinson, BBC Look North, Seaham.
Do you know what?
Wow.
Good for her. Now it's time for the weather, but Paul, firstly, a lot of people.
So impressive. I'm just like, aren't you all just so inspired by her? I'm just like, wow. So inspiring. So let's pop back over to your pictures again, and we'll kind of continue in this really cool story. And ladies, think about the things that, we sit on the sidelines and we want to do, and just do it. I mean, I'm just so inspired. Kathleen, I saw a short video on this one, and I was shivering when I was watching it. Can you explain to the ladies what this is and what you were doing?
This is winter in the UK, and the pool was iced over. We had to break the ice just to be able to get in. So I'm sat in a pool of sheets of ice. It's just so invigorating. I don't wear.
You're very brave.
I don't wear shoes or gloves now because I found that it helps the inflammation if I don't wear them afterwards. So I want the after effects to be more beneficial. And a lot of people do wear them, and I understand I encourage everyone to wear them. But for me, it's a sense of pain release.
So you're saying that the ice water, and I'm not kidding y'all ladies, that the ice was like chunks of ice that I watched her getting in this pool with. And I was like, oh my God, I hate being cold. But I've been told that to get in cold water, to take cold baths, to, that it helps with inflammation. So you're saying that, if I'm hearing you correctly, that this helps with your inflammation, so then you don't have to wear compression. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I haven't had proper compression by any health place yet. I'm going to go and have a Doppler test for that. But even if you wear compression socks, I actually tried this on a really bad day and a flare-up. I wore them to go in the water, and I actually managed. Well, I wouldn't have managed otherwise if I hadn't had them on that day. So having compression socks on shouldn't stop you going in the water. It just obviously change them, warm up and change them afterwards. But it does reduce the inflammation. I can't use my hands properly very often, But after I've been in the water in the cold, I can actually draw for a little while and hold things a little bit longer than normal.
Wow, that's amazing. People are giving you kudos here. So yay, thank you.
Thank you.
So let's go back to your pictures. I'll get those going again. I think I love the visuals, you know, it just kind of makes it all come together. So
I like visual. I'm a visual learner. I love visual cues.
yeah, and then being an artist, you know, I'm all about the visual. Well, while we're waiting for the pictures to come back up again, why do you think changing the way we think that we can or can't do something and how we speak to ourselves, why does that matter?
Living in a low mood and poor mindset prohibits you and prevents you from actually moving forward. If you keep telling yourself that you're not right, or you don't fit society, or you should be this, or you should be that, or marking yourself against somebody else's achievement or your past achievements, your mindset will never change to help you smile again and find new things. I have had to adapt so many times. My journey starts over and over again because I never know what's going to affect us. So I never say this is halfway through my journey, because some days it's just the start of a new struggle. But I've befriended my pain, because befriending my pain and accepting it's warning me that something isn't quite right, and my mind saying, be careful, has allowed us to actually keep on achieving and smiling. And it's just helped me so much. I do a lot of affirmations as well. I look in the mirror in the morning, even if I don't believe what I say. And I used to look in the mirror and think I'm so ugly and fat and everything else. Now I look in the mirror and I say something positive, and I'll smile through it, whether I believe it or not. But eventually it'll trick your mind to start believing in yourself.
Right.
It's that self-belief that I think everybody has deep down, but they've got to really, really dig for it and really try. Even if they don't want it, they couldn't still achieve that mindset.
I agree. You're talking my language. I feel like we're sisters from another mother. Yeah, I'm always saying that all the time. So why don't you go ahead and tell me about this, what's going on here?
So this is the actual filming for the water scenes and the animation, because every movement they have of me in the water is actually what they're taking from the video footage to mimic exactly how I move. So this is that's the director, Becky, bending over. The other lady standing up in the camouflage is the animator.
And they're all bundled up and you're not.
Yeah. They kept saying, put your drive over. No, I'll put it on later. And I was quite happy to sit like that, because I'm quite happy to, as soon as I get to the sea in the car park, off goes my clothes. I don't sit around wrapped up waiting till I go in the water. I'm stripped off before I even start moving anywhere. Which is a huge achievement, because I've always been a prude and embarrassed about the way I look. Now I'm not. I really don't care.
That's so good. That is so good. And so these are ladies also from the production company. Is that right?
Yeah, that's on the lady with the hair, with the no hat on. That's Becky, and she's actually the director, the publisher, her company. And the other lady, Ellie, is the one who contacted us, and she's the animator, and we're close friends. We didn't realise we didn't live that far away from each other, maybe 45 minutes, until she actually contacted us. And so that's Ellie. They have been absolutely incredible, because when they first showed me an image of what I'd look like underwater, I went, they're not my legs. They are too skinny, too elongated. They do not represent a lady with lipedema and fuller figure. And they were like, okay, we'll go back to the drawing board. They would have loved to have had all the creases and markings, but it didn't work with it being an animated cartoon. I think it took 3 years to make it like the way it is. If they'd carried on, it might have took them another 10 years.
Yeah. It's so great, though. It's so great. Okay, let's go to the next picture. So this must be more of the team, the production team, correct?
Yeah, the cameraman who came in the water, he's the one who ended up and like with the special camera, and the rest of the team of the day. They treated me like the film star. Had my own director's chair,
Fun.
hot drinks, hot food, doing my hair, doing my makeup, going back and forwards to the hotel to do another shot.
Wow. What
And
a
it was
great
just remarkable.
opportunity. Now, you were telling me about the crutches, and I've not seen these before, so this is kind of cool.
Yeah, they've they're called FlexiFoot, and I did have another pair pink ones beforehand. I still have them, but they have the normal handles, which wasn't helping me mobility in the dislocations because I've got hypermobility, so my joints dislocate as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed to the ones that where my hand just rests flat with my thumb spread. But they actually helped me get back on my feet when I couldn't even stand for 3 seconds. Even with them, it was a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So they were I was meant to have them, but I would never accept I needed them for a very long time because I used to be so self-conscious of what society would think of us
I know.
and blame it on my weight. But now I'm like, well, I don't want to fit that society mode anymore. I
There
want
you
to
go.
just be me.
There you go. I mean, I use a walker, and I love my walker. I'm good.
I do now.
Yeah. Wow. And so this is you going into the water and
Yeah.
getting ready, and you look so beautiful. It's so
Oh,
great.
thank you.
So great. So this
And
looks
this
like
is,
another time when you were.
yeah, it is. And this is maybe about 8 weeks after that. And this is me coming out of the water. I'm not sure if I think that's the day I tried the socks because I was in a lot of pain that day. So I tried wearing the compression socks going in and out. Really huge difference.
Really?
Yeah, massive difference that day because I wouldn't have gotten in otherwise. If I can't get in, because I'll still go them days, I've found myself lying at the water edge and letting it like wash over us. So I still get the benefit from the cold water swimming.
Is that water always cold where you are?
Yeah. Even in the summer, it's not too bad in the summer. Maybe go up to 10 degrees or something in the water. But yeah, it's always freezing in the northeast. It's never warm.
Wow, that's very brave.
Oh, I love this night. This is the screening of the animation in the hometown. Well, it's actually my hometown, but it's where I swim. So this is in Seaham. And the lady next to me there is Louise, and she travelled 9 hours to come and do a motivational talk. But she's learned to walk again and stuff herself with back problems. We met swimming in Devon, and she's incredible. So that's me sitting in the walker.
You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. With a dress on for a change, clothing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And that's in front of the stage, just after I'd done their motivational talk.
Very cool. And who are you speaking to? What kind of groups?
I am talking to over 150 people in front of us from all over from the area of people who travelled, swimmers and non-swimmers. This one's in Kendal Mountain Festival where I was invited to do a motivational question and answer session. That was 450 people.
Wonderful. So you're getting the word out about lipedema
Massively. As well as about cold water swimming and other conditions, and about mobility and mindset.
Wonderful.
That's my best bud, one of my best friends, that's Paula. We swam together all the time, travel together to the water. She's been amazing support. She'll tell me on days where I'm pretending I'm okay and she can see I'm in pain to take it easy. Remember, I don't have to do what everybody else is doing.
So many nuggets in here. So good. Is there any more pictures? I don't know.
I don't know if I sent you anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't want to overwhelm you with how many
No,
thousands I've got.
it's all good. It's all good.
I have
So,
videos of us jumping in the water, trying to get on a paddleboard.
yeah, wow. That's so cool. You know, for many of us, we do have that negative self-image, you know, and just getting a swimsuit on, you know, how can you recommend or any tips that you could give the ladies about, you know, just do it? You know, how do you move past people are looking at me, or does that matter? I'm just, I
It did
want to
matter to me. In my mind, it mattered. I can't pretend it didn't. It took a long time for us to accept. I didn't have the mobility to change out of all the camouflage I was wearing. When I first went, I had underwear on. I had a swimsuit on. I had another set of underwear on top of that. I had long swim leggings on. I had a long top on, then a long whatever I could put on. I had as many layers as I could possibly
right,
wear, and
right.
I could not get them off. And the first time I went swimming, I've got a funny story. I didn't want to show the ladies on my private area because I was changing and I couldn't get off the sand, and I was shuffling around trying to put my knickers on, and I just couldn't get them on. So they said, "Just get up and not look." I said, "It's all right, I'll turn the other way." I forgot there was a fishing competition on, so I did a big moony to the fishing competition.
Oh,
Um, and I eventually, with my sister's help, my sisters are very beautiful, very slim.
yeah,
However,
I
I must say this. My sister's about a size 8, size 10, and she's 5'2", and I'm like taller and obviously larger in life. She is as self-conscious about her body as I am about mine.
yeah,
It doesn't matter what your size is. You do not know what another person standing next to you is feeling at the same time. What's important is to remember you're wearing your skin, that's yours to wear and bear. Nobody else has a right to depict upon how you should look, what you should wear, and their opinions is for them to wear, not for you to take on board unless it's positive. You do not need to accept. Gift it back to them if it's something come from inside of them if they're negative. And they're less than a grain of sand in the world or a drop of water in the ocean. They really do not matter. What matters is you are being who you want to be and free. And it is liberating. I never thought it would be. I mean, that first photo I posted on Outdoor Swimmer, I actually put on, "Please be kind. I have lipedema. I haven't decided to have this body or these legs." Because I thought I was going to be told. And I was given the most abundance of love and support I've never, ever had within my life. I've never, ever felt I belonged anywhere. And I felt, and honestly, it just like, oh my gosh. And then I realised within these comments, because I read through everything, every comment anyone writes, and I try and like them all. And if I can comment back, I will, without getting blocked for overusing social media. So I realised within these comments was comments of other women and men saying, "I am so inspired, I'm going to go and wear a swim trunks, a costume, bikini, or I'm going to work towards feeling as good as you look." And that is what motivated me to keep on posting, to keep on sharing, to keep on having a voice, to keep on making people aware that some conditions and illnesses may be visual, but there's a lot of stuff behind what that person is going through, mentally and physically. And who are we to judge anybody else?
Yeah, that's good. You had so many nuggets in here. I'm going to have to come back and watch it again and just write down some of your nuggets so I can put them up for affirmations. I love
Thank
that.
you.
TC Bird said aquatic therapy helps me tremendously with the pain in her legs. Yeah. So, and I'm hearing that over and over and over again. So how often are you swimming still?
It depends, because I have slacked off a bit because I had a nasty fall last July. I fell out of a caravan and I tore my rotator cuff and my right shoulder damage to the top of my spine, so I've now got bulging discs in the top and the bottom. And so it's took a long time to be able to get back in, but I do have a cold tub in my back garden. So even if I'm not in the sea, I'm dipping in the cold tub or I'm having a cold shower.
Wow.
I still continue cold therapy. I've found ways to keep it continuous even if I am struggling. Because I found that I actually long for it. I really want it, and I'm like, I need to get in if I'm not.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try the cold showers. Maybe.
They are harder, believe it or not. And people say the cold showers, I'll do that first. A cold shower is so much harder than actually immersion in the sea.
Wow.
Or the rivers, because they're hitting your back and your head first, and that is the shock.
Oh, true.
Whereas you're going in with your legs, you're gradually letting it go. But the technique is, if you're going to do any cold water therapy, remember it's breathing technique. To breathe, when you breathe in, hold your breath for a few seconds, let it go, and that will stop you having an anxiety attack, hyperventilating, and your brain getting that message to switch off and restart. So it's all about breathing through it. If you want to yell out, scream. I love doing that, especially if I've had a rotten day. I love just letting it go.
Yeah.
And then warming up afterwards is very important. You must warm up from the inside out. It's not just jumping in a hot shower straight away and everything will be fixed. It's about putting warm clothes on, having a warm drink, something sweet or savoury to eat. If you do this technique, and you only need 3 minutes to get the full benefits of what you get from cold water therapy, the blue mind, increase your metabolism, speed up your metabolism, increase your immunity, and so on. There's so many benefits. It's just 3 minutes. Once your shoulders are in, once your shoulders are in that water, your body goes into fight or flight, and then fight or flight tells you to regulate your temperature to that water. And you will know when you need to get out, because your body will start telling you. It'll give you signals. And I need to get out because I don't want to cause any hypothermia or anything. I need to do what my body says.
So that brings me to another thing. We've been chatting on Messenger a little bit. And I'm going to read this because I want to make sure that I can quote you properly. You said you befriended your pain and your body is letting you know that something is up. Acceptance is a huge part of living a more positive life. So can you share a little bit with our ladies on that, on what that really means to you, that you befriended your pain and you're letting your...
I know it sounds a little bit way out there and bonkers, but I am a bit bonkers and I like being who I am. Befriending my pain is more or less saying I've accepted it, and it is like my friend Paula. She tells me if she can see I'm in pain and I'm pushing past it. That's where I came to the conclusion is accept it's a warning. Maybe my brain's sending wrong signals sometimes as well, or deferred pain, but acceptance helped me feel more at ease and stop thinking, it's my fault, I should never put all this weight on previously and it wouldn't be so bad and all the rest of it. Self-blame does stop you from moving forward. So that befriending and acceptance allowed me to accept that I am disabled, my body is changing, that it is progressed, in some conditions are worse and some are managed easier. But without accepting and befriending that pain, I wouldn't have got anywhere. I'd never get off that sofa that day when I couldn't even get up the stairs to bed or put my own shoes on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like a huge challenge.
Yeah.
I think, what happened to me? How come I'm having such a hard time putting my shoes on?
Yeah, I mean, I used to dislocate my legs just to put my shoes on if no one was there. I used to have to pull my knee out of socket because I've got hypermobility. I mean, going to the toilet was a few yards, and I'm not going to pretend I was incontinent because I couldn't cope with the pain. I never got there in time. Not because I didn't try,
Sure.
But of course, I couldn't always depict on how long it was going to take me to move from A to B. I still can't. Some days I can't get out of bed at all, and I'm okay with that. I'll occupy my mind doing other things, and I'll sit up and I'll do crafts or whatever I do. I'll do some writing, poetry, but that's okay to have them days. And when I'm okay and accept that it's okay to have days like that, I know the next day I get out, that I'm going to feel happier for it and enjoy the moment.
I just want to hug you.
Oh, thank you.
I just find you so inspiring. I know that you said that you are a blogger and you do public motivational speaking. For our friends that are watching from the different platforms currently, we have Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. I believe you said that you're on, and Instagram, that you're on.
And I'm on Twitter.
Oh boy. So there's lots of ways to find you. So there's her Instagram. I met her on Facebook, and Kathleen and Wotten.
Yeah. I'm on here as well, and I'm on LinkedIn. I find the reason I go around different platforms and I don't just go on cold water swimming, I go on Lipedema and other places and people with pain and stuff, is because I want to reach out and I want to but say to people, you can get past some of the hardest days. Don't give up. There is a spark when if you hit your worst, if you hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up.
Yes.
So why give up at that moment? Like I had. I've got a beautiful family, and I'd have lost out with so many people. And I was really moved when I done the motivational speaking at the event I arranged for their screening. That went amazing. I had booths there of different things towards the sea about health and stuff, and then I had more very amazing guest speakers with their journeys, and we were doing the question answers, and Ellie was doing it, the animator, with me because I asked her to, and she spoke to my sister. My sister says, we all knew Kathleen wouldn't have made it past the year had she hadn't have tried. We were waiting to hear that she died. And and I knew, I felt like I didn't have any way out. But when I'm filling up now. But my sister, who's a year younger than us, actually say that really hit home.
Wow. Amazing.
So.
And I'd like to spell your last name so people can find you. It's Wotten. Is that right?
O-N, as in cotton, Wotten, as in cotton, I always say.
That's the way to say it. Wotten, like cotton. That's a good one. I like that. Kathleen, one of the things I always ask my guests is, the name of my show is called Life with Lipedema, Loved, Valued, and Treasured. So if you had to pick one of those words tonight, which one do you think resonates the most with you at the season you're in?
Love. Self-love.
Yeah. You want to talk about that anymore?
No, I'm happy to talk about. As I'll quickly skip back to being a child. I never ever felt, and for me, a big family, like I said earlier, 7 siblings, always saw love, but never could feel like I could accept love. Always self-doubt, never felt like I fitted in society, didn't think I had a place. I am undiagnosed autistic, but I am autistic, and I'm happy with that. My sons are autistic, and I recognise all the signs. So I grew up, and I got bullied all the way through school. Didn't know what it was like to have a positive day. I tried to take my own life at 16 because I'd had enough. I didn't. Had my daughter at 18, and that was when I felt the first sense of I could give real love and receive love back, because I didn't know how to do it. And nobody recognised that I didn't know how to feel part of society or where I fitted, because I never spoke up about how I felt inside. So, like, skipping through all these years, I've gone ups and downs, never felt, but lockdown, I realised I'm happy being just who I am, whether I feel like I fit that day or I don't fit that day. That's okay, because I'm happy, and I know I can give love, and I know I deserve love now.
Absolutely.
And that's why I would choose love, because love of my family is what steered me to fight for life.
Mhm. Beautiful. So, using your word, could you maybe share an inspiration? You've given us so many, but using the word love to our community, an encouragement for them with the word love.
Self-love will allow love to surround you.
Mhm.
I can't say anything else. Like, people like, I get some negative comments from some of my family about my legs.
Mhm.
And like I said to them, I'm not asking you to wear my legs. I'm not asking you to look at us when my legs are bare. I love me for who I am.
Mhm.
I don't need acceptance from other people. I don't need any. What you can wear, what you think, you are entitled to your intellectual property, but I'm also entitled to feel love
Right.
and
Right.
be loved for the visual and the mental, physical.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, as I was thinking about you tonight, and I just kind of jotted down, and I wanted to read this so that I can get it out because I'm feeling a little emotional. I'm just so inspired by you.
Oh, thank you.
Um, I wrote down that you're a woman of strength and courage, and you value yourself, and you did not give up on your dream, regardless of how many obstacles stood in your way. And you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. And I want you to know that you are truly loved, and you are truly valued, and you're truly treasured. And I wish we didn't live so far away, because I'd want to go hang out with you and dip my feet in the water and
Well, maybe one day
brave. And
maybe one day I can come there, or you can come here, and we will dip our toes in that water together.
that would be so fun.
It'd be amazing.
So as we get ready to close, sorry, I told you I was going to cry. I
You
leak,
set me up.
I leak a lot.
Yeah, I leak a lot. I get very emotional.
Do we have any questions from the ladies who are with us tonight before we move on? And then anybody who's watching the replay, if you have any questions, hey Tammy, hey Wanda, wow, from Puerto Rico, welcome. Hi from New Jersey. Um, Hi, Renee. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them into the chat, and we'll make sure that Kathleen can come back and answer your questions and get connected with you. So we just really appreciate that. And so let me just move on to our announcements. I have to kind of come back to where we are here. April 25th to the 27th, we have our Heart to Heart 3-day virtual event. And the link is there, and it'll be in the chat where you can sign up for that. This is really for ladies who are considering surgery. And this is going to be a lot of experts coming in and teaching and sharing, and I believe some women who have been through it as well. So if that's something that you're considering for yourself, this event would be highly recommended. Definitely want to come in and check that out. And my next podcast is going to be on March 26th. I'm every other week now. And 6 p.m. EST. I have a personal friend in real life that lives here in my community, and she is really an expert in compression. And she's also had surgery, so the lipedema surgery. So her name is Kim Gilletta, and I think that for those of us that are considering, maybe looking into different kinds of compression. She even has some compression that she wears at nighttime. She lives on a boat, so it's just
Wow.
like really kind of cool to talk to her. And you can imagine the close quarters and everything. So I think that you guys are all going to be very, very blessed, and just come in and get some questions answered. And remember the conference. And my goodness, Kathleen, thank you so much. I feel like
Oh,
now I
thank
have a
you.
special friend, and well, maybe we can just Zoom once in a while and have some tea
That would be great.
together.
And if there's any online talks I do or anything, I'll send you invites and stuff, because I do them. I'm ambassador for Blue Mind and other stuff, so I often do some online conferences and things around research and stuff. Do you know, when you've just mentioned surgery, that would always be my dream, but I just can't afford it, and it's not available on the NHS in the UK.
Right.
So it's like I research it all the time, but it's just a pipeline.
Yeah, yeah. It's a consideration. I'm too big of a chicken, but
Oh no, I'd do it just for some ease. I wouldn't even like, just to have, not for visual, because I don't care how I look.
yeah,
I'm beautiful no matter what. But for
yeah.
pain relief.
For the mobility too, I think it
Yeah.
would be nice, because there's certain parts of my legs that it makes it, I call them my bobbles. I'm very much about self-acceptance and beautifully
Yeah.
curved, and having our bobbles. So that kind of adds the bling to it.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
say
like,
I've got cankles.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
really have ankles. I've got cankles. I've got little names for each part.
yeah, yeah. Cute, cute. You ought to get
Mm.
yourself a cute ankle bracelet made to wear when you're out there swimming. That would be fun.
I might make one. I make sometimes I make jewellery, so maybe I'll do that.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And Kim, next week, Kim is week after next. She's a jewelry maker too. So,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
I'm going to go. It's been lovely. And to our community, you are loved, you are valued, and you are treasured. And we look forward to connecting again next time. Love y'all.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
everybody. Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.